All right, so we're doing something a little different today in math modeling. We're taking a small break from working on our mini projects that we're doing this semester to do a little bit of test taking skills. It's a little PSA thing for everybody, including our juniors that had to take the ACT on Tuesday, which is awesome. I really love that I'm being graded on my effectiveness of a teacher as a teacher from, how y'all perform on one day on one test. It's just amazing. Yeah, it's just awesome. And you can't really study for it. You can only kind of prepare. So we're going to learn how to try to take this thing smarter, okay, as we go along. I am recording this so I can put it on the YouTube later. Don't forget, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. We have 109 subscribers. When we get to 200, we will paint my fingernails and record it. All right. So, a couple things that we need to look at as we're looking at these math problems. Okay. Number one, they're going to have a lot of words, unfortunately. And usually the verbiage of this is set up to, you know, it's it's actually testing your, you know, language skills, oddly. And do you know what's happening right here? All right. So, as we read this, it's always lots of fun. All right. If x times y is 144, okay, by this point right here, if I was taking this test as a high schooler, I would already be shut down. Okay, that's a lot of words. We got this, we got this, we got this. Okay, awesome. What's odd is the actual thing. They're actually, what is x minus y? They're not asking for x, they're not asking for y. Okay, so you can troubleshoot. Okay, and here's the deal, they give you all these numbers and you're like, oh, it can't be 4, it can't be that. It's not asking for x or y, it's asking what is x minus y. So you can actually plug stuff in. A lot of people say, let's see, let's plug in this and this. You know, we're already thinking, what can we go into 144? Well, let's not use 12 because that would be, so 144 divided by 24, 6. Okay. I just guessed a number because I know that 12 squared is 144. I just wanted to see it for another even number. So I said 144 divided by 24. Just guessing. See? Just guessing. I get 6. Okay. Well, if this is x and this is y, this is bigger than this. 24 plus 6 is 30. What is 24 minus 6? Well, believe it or not, 18. Okay. Sometimes, look, it is testing knowledge. This is a very backwards way to get there. That is not the only way to do it. I know some people will sit here and they're like, well, if I solve for x right here, and that's 144 over y, and then I plug this in, and yeah. Okay, you don't have to do that. It's actually, you can just guess and check. Okay, just throwing out some numbers. You could actually have started, you know, dividing 144 by this. If you would divide 144 by 6, you would have eventually got 24. And they're like, oh, let's think about what it's saying. Okay. Please understand, a lot of these math problems are set up like, y'all know when you talk to that one person that tries to tell you a story, maybe me, and you get all these little like extra details that you really don't need. and they take a 30-second conversation, and now it's an hour later, and you still have no idea what they're talking about. I would never do that. I never do that in class, do I, students? No, no, I'm no. Okay. Oh, it's a good day. All right. So nothing fancy. We're just guessing. Okay. All right. Woo. Again, lots of words. Okay. Lots of words are not very fun. But let's look for keywords. Okay. Now, what's funny is in your ACT book, you can actually annotate anything in the book. Okay. You can write in it. This is actually now your scratch paper. Okay. Which is funny because they used to actually have to provide. They're like, no, we'll do this instead. All right. This is kind of what we need right here. This is what we're going to be plugging stuff into. Okay. V equals 1/3 pi r squared h. Oh, h can't write. That would look like a k. Well, actually, it was a k. All right. Then we're given, we could care less if it's a paper cup or if it's an ice cream. It's just a cone. All right. We're given this as our volume. We're given this as our height. And it says, what's the radius to nearest centimeters of a cup? Well, now, usually for pi, a lot of people are like, well, what do we use? All right. This is actually the sheet that you would have in all this kind of stuff. It will actually say, give you all this formulas. And we're coming back to look at this later. All right. If you just use 3.14 as pi, you're going to get pretty close. Okay. For some odd reason, when I was making this, I just decided to not put the answer choices on here, or I hid them behind something because I just like to torture myself and y'all at the same time. All right. 142. Okay. 1/3. We're going to say this is 3.14 and r squared and then 8.5. All right. So now, again, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Well, let's multiply these things together. Okay. Actually multiply 1/3, which is the same thing as dividing by 3. It doesn't matter. Times 3.14. Whoop, 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 whoop. Fat finger dodged, hit the wrong thing. And 8.5. Okay. So we get this big, gnarly, gross decimal thing right here. And I know y'all don't want to sit there and waste time on writing all that down. Okay. Because it's like 8.896 repeating. And we still got r squared. This is when you need to work a little bit smarter. We know we're going to have to divide. Okay. Now, I wouldn't start rounding yet. So I would actually say 142 divided by, and you can actually copy and paste with most of these. Like this one is second and answers. Those people with a lot higher dollar calculator is going to do this. Okay. Again, we get another crazy, really long decimal. 6, blah, 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 equals r squared. Okay. So, again, not rounding. I want to take the square root. Again, copy and paste. You can hit second answer. See, just boom. All right. And then you're going to get 3.995. All right. So it says round to the nearest centimeter. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. Well, it's good because everything's already in centimeters. Okay. We've multiplied, we've divided, all that kind of stuff. This actually, and it would actually help if I would have put the answer choice, but that's maybe I told myself yesterday there's a reason not to do that. I don't know. This would actually be 4. Okay, so if you have these really long decimals, you don't want to sit there and keep rounding and rounding. Use your copy and paste, use your second answer. Every calculator should have something like this. Every approved calculator, and yes, it has to be approved, because now calculators, you actually can get them that's Wi-Fi enabled, and some of them that solve equations, and they don't let you use that. All right, now this is part of that trig stuff that everybody loves, and used to be covered. I don't know if it's still in geometry, but I know it's in algebra 2 now. All right, because I actually was helping a student the other day. All right, we're looking at this right here. When they say the sine of an angle, or any angle, it could be anything, because here's our ratios. It's actually, if we're standing at this angle here, what do we have? Well, we have our opposite, because that's it, opposite over hypotenuse, and this is our hypotenuse, C. Okay, they give you more information than you really need. This 5 kilometers right here is just there to really just to throw you off. Okay. Wow, that's so much easier, Mr. Jeffries. I love this. Yep. All right. So, all right. Again, word problems. And the main problem, word problems, too many words. I would be stuck on who names their diner Ding's Diner. Really? Ding. I mean, it makes zero sense. And then it says something about a daily lunch special. That's going to make me start getting hungry. All right. But again, we got to find the main parts and actually what it's asking. It says choose one item for each column. It says this. We actually don't need to know how much it cost, because it says how many different daily lunch specials are possible. Well, how many choices do we have from salads? Well, we have 3 times, and we have 2 soups. Okay, because it consists of a salad, a soup, a sandwich, and a drink. So times 2. Sandwiches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you take all your choices, and that's actually how many different ones you can have. 3 times 2 times 5 times 4. Okay, we actually get 120. That's all we had to do. Again, everything that's not highlighted, well, this part needed to be highlighted right here. Well, some people would need this part right here. Okay, if you needed to understand, everything else is just there for confusion. Okay, make the main thing the main thing. All right, slope of a line. All right, so let's go ahead, and we're actually going to find our answer by telling what it's not. Okay, this is in standard form. We've got to get it into this form. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, so this 9, not going to be it. Okay, because it's not in that form. The 7's not going to be it. Okay, I'm not really going to divide by 7, because if I'm trying to get y by itself, just looking at it, not even doing anything, I know I'm going to have to subtract this and then divide. And it's not this either. So instead of having to do all this other stuff to try to find out what the answer is, we can actually get the answer by what it's not. Now, for those people that can't operate like that, where you had to do this, All right. Now, it does help us if we do know what parallel means. Parallel means same slope. Okay. Well, as we went through looking for stuff, the perpendicular one wasn't even an option. Got to sprout it up. Okay. So there's our answer. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Do, 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 do. All right. I almost didn't put the DVD player on one because a lot of people are like, what the heck is a DVD player? Believe it or not, there are some people that don't know what a DVD player is because DVD player. Well, y'all's age group, y'all probably grew up with, Redbox and buying DVDs at the store or something like that, not renting them. Yeah, right. But think about all these younger people coming up. Yeah, that it's always been streaming. Yeah, a lot of them do, but this is yeah, a lot of this is actually going to be yeah. It's like yeah, if a VHS player. All right. So, important information as you know, there's that person talking about stuff. It's already marked down this and then John gets another 20% off the sale price. Okay? Well, think about it. If it's $100 and it's 30% off, that means you're only paying for 70% of it. Okay? Which is $70. Well, he gets 20% off that. Well, that's our 70%. If it's 20% off, we're only paying 80% of it. So now it makes our math a little bit easier. And we get 56. Wow. Okay. I think that's how my wife does stuff in her head all the time. All right. I like this problem because it seems confusing, but it actually isn't. Yup. All right. All this is information we need to know. The big information we need to know is we got to start from the inside out. Okay. All right. They give you all these choices. They give you like a plus and stuff like that. Some people are going to have to work from the inside out. Some people are going to say, okay, these two, I don't think they're going to be part of it. Okay. They're going to think it is at first because they're like, oh, they give us this, so it might be important. Well, not really. All right. Well, -9 squared is 81. So that takes those two away. Then if we take the square root of 81, well, that's the same thing as saying the square root of 81 times the square root of -1, 9i. Okay. Again, what something can look kind of difficult if you peel back the layers. Man, y'all should see the faces of the kids in front of me. They are just enthralled. I mean, they're just soaking it up, writing it down like a sponge, man. It's awesome. Yeah, this is what happens when we try to record at 9 o'clock in the morning. All right. Plus, it's a Friday here and it's raining outside. We're all tired. And we're really worried about, the full moon this weekend because it's going to bring out the Were Bunny. All right. Yep. All right. So what is what is x, the second term? So we're looking for this. All right. We actually need to look past the first thing. Okay. In a geometric series, that means we're multiplying or something um, by the same thing each time. All right. So decimals, I would just take 108 divided by 36. That's going to give us what we're multiplying by each time. Okay. Got too much stuff I can reach for. 108 divided by 36. Bam. We actually get 3. That means we're multiplying by 3 each time. So if this is 1 over 4, or we're multiplying by 1/3, because we're just multiplying. Wow. So it's not as hard as it looks. Actually, I kind of laughed at myself because I tried to like start doing something like, okay, 4, okay, 4 to, I went to saying 4 times 9 was 36. That was a choice right here. Okay. That's not actually what they're asking. They're asking actually they're asking for the second one. Yes. The previous one? 9I. Hmm. Yeah. And look, this is what's even funnier. In this problem, they have what you would probably think would be there. They actually have the common ratio, and then they just put some other stuff in there just for flavor. Okay. Crazy. All right. Miles per gallon. That's what's funny. I don't know when this question was actually made, but we're not that far away from where we're at for 4.04 miles a gallon. All right. So we take our total distance we got to travel. We're going to divide by 27. Again, too many words. Too many words. All right. So we get this awesome repeating decimal. Okay. Well, we're just going to take that and multiply it by 404. Okay. So just hit times 4.04. All right. What is the closest? Now, does it say what is it? What is the closest? Well, this gives us 414.773 repeating. Okay. All right. What's the closest to this? Well, definitely not this, or this. So then you have to ask yourself, what's closer, 408 or 4444? It's actually 408. Okay. Again, we're looking for what's the closest. All right. So when I was doing this one previously, I didn't read it very well till later today. All right. Quadrilateral, blah, 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 generic things. So everybody, it says that this and this are actually parallel. Now, we look at our reference sheet. Okay, we get all this angle stuff. We're like, oh man, that's not on there. Yeah, it's not, but it is kind of. Look at this right here. It says B and A. Well, they're going to be add up to 180. Well, if this two add up to 180, the two interior ones must add up because that's the same thing. So we go back. That means that, okay, these two this way has to add up to 180, and these two had to add up to 180. So 180 minus 70. So hard. This one. Okay. You would think 70 because, oh, they have that other thing. Nope. Okay. You would think 158 because that's, I think, let's see, 158 and 112. Oh, nope. Plus 158. All right. Gives you 270, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Because previously I was looking at it like these two were parallel. Okay. Nope. Got to read it correctly. Oh, I love this one. Okay. Greatest common factor. All right. We have some big numbers, kind of. Usually, if you have three numbers, this is what I would do. I would see if they are both divisible by the first one. Okay. I always do this. This is just something I picked up on. All right. This gives us 3, so that's divisible. This gives us 5. So believe it or not, I wasn't going to say 2 and 6. I didn't even look to see if those were divisible. 126 divided by 6. Yeah, I wasn't going to say those. It's looking for the biggest one. Now, it just so happens on this one, this is the biggest choice. Bless you for the student that just sneezed. It's also allergy season, and we're going like from summer, spring, winter, all at the same time in one day. Just try the smallest one. And then again, mark out what you can't, what's not there, what's not close. All right. Here's the thing, and people are going to say this. I think I have to give the test on Tuesday. They're going to say, take your time. All right, here's the deal. If you're like me in elementary school, that's usually where a lot of your anxiety started, because they're like, you have to do as many add, subtract, multiply, divide problems you can in 1 minute. And this determines how smart you are. Okay. Here's the deal. If you work at your own pace, be really, sure about the ones you're answering. Okay. And it's okay to guess because it only counts the correct answers. So if you're working through and you're like, wow, I've only done like 20 of the 60. Okay. Well, look at the patterns. A lot of them were kind of C or D. Okay. You could go back and forth. It's, don't let that stress you out. If they're like, hey, you got 5 minutes, and you're still on number 12, go ahead, start marking some, start guessing. A lot of other teachers won't tell you that, but I'm not a regular teacher. All right. That's all we have for today. Don't forget, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Okay. Be good to everybody. Get some sleep for all those that are trying to, sleep in class. Good stuff. Good things. Roll Tide.